Everybody, thank you for tuning in. My name is Geronimo Silvas, and I am the student ambassador for Central Washington University. And before we jump into the session of what I want to talk about, make sure to leave your name in the comments down below, or email me, or text me, or send me a message through social media of you watching the video, so I can make sure to put it as an entry for the drawing at the end of the year. All right, so let's get into it. So the agenda for today's video is going to be me breaking down the past 4 years that I've spent here at Central Washington University. So freshman year of college, it was something. A lot of self-development happened in that year for me. I was the type of person that was extremely shy, so I would just go to class and take notes and then head on out and go study. And I'm sure you've heard of the saying of too much of a good thing is a bad thing, and that was my exact situation. Because I studied too much and I thought it was good, but it actually negatively impacted me. So my grades reflected that. And one thing that I did that was a problem is that I didn't diversify. And what I mean by that is that I didn't do any clubs. I didn't volunteer. I didn't go out. I didn't do a lot of things that you should be doing when you're a freshman. And I feel like a lot of freshmen face that because they're scared, and it makes sense. I was scared. But sometimes you just have to do it. And I'm sure you've heard of Nike saying just do it, or I'm sure you've seen the meme or the video of Shia LaBeouf being just do it. So just do it. And I didn't do it in freshman year, and I regret it. But you can't dwell on it, and you move on from it, and you try to apply it to the future. But like I was saying, I was extremely shy. I just studied a lot. I didn't interact with a lot of people, and fortunately enough, I was able to do a lot of self-development. I feel like I increased my maturity because I was in high school. I feel like I was a little kid when I was in high school, and like now that I went to college, it was a shock, and it made me set myself straight, and from barely getting things done to getting things done, and it made me realize a lot of other things, such as in this world, if you want to be something, you gotta do it. You gotta do a lot of things. You have to run your head through a lot of situations, and you have to say, okay, I'm gonna do this because it's gonna benefit me in 10 years, or I'm gonna do this because it's gonna benefit me now, and from that benefit, it's gonna be like a snowball effect and to the future. So I feel like I had a lot of self-development that year, and I feel like a lot of people go through that. A lot of self-development in the first year because you're switching from a home setting to like living on your own essentially, and I feel like it's a lot of work, but as long as you stay persistent and you focus and you don't mess around and you manage time, and there's so much more things that I can list, but just trying to get yourself in check, I guess you can say, is going to benefit you a lot when you're living on your own, and you're trying to get through this world basically. And it's a tough world, but you just got to keep going, stay happy, throw a smile on your face, and let's see what the second year of college held for me. So okay, so sophomore year of college, I feel like it was the same as freshman year, but just with a lot more things added on top. And the reason I say that is because I was actually putting my foot in the door for volunteering and clubs and social gatherings and all that good stuff. And it was tough because you try to manage all that, and at the beginning it is going to be mediocre performance, but like over time you start developing that skill, and you're able to perform optimally in all those areas. So like for example, let's get into it. So you got like work. Before where you're just like doing minimal work, but now you're performing a lot more better, and you're able to benefit not only yourself, but the workers and the workplace and all that good stuff. And another example is school. Before where you're just doing mediocre because you're trying to manage everything and you do the minimal work. But like now that you have that skill and you develop that skill, you're able to give your 100% in every one of them. Because like at the beginning it's gonna run you down. It's gonna drain you. But just remember, it's not gonna be forever. That drain feeling is not gonna be forever. I mean, managing all that, it's gonna it's gonna probably be the rest of your life if you have a busy schedule. But you get used to it. You just get used to it, and it's nice because. Before where you said that I won't be able to do all this, now you can say I can do all this. And during that sophomore year in college is that point where I said, I can't do all this to the point where I can do this. And it was nice because I feel like that was another chapter in my self-development. And I was not only improving on myself, but I was improving people around me as well. And it was nice to see that I was giving off that energy that I've been wanting to give out. And yeah, and like I was saying before, in freshman year, time flies by. And time flies by when you're having fun, and I'm okay with that because I'm having fun. So, you know, as long as time flies by and you're having fun, you know, just keep having fun. But remember to cherish it, and don't forget about all those memories that you got. All right, so junior year. All right, so this year I want to talk about finances because I was graduating from high school and they weren't paying for my stuff anymore, so I had to figure out a way to pay it off. And, you know, there's, of course, financial aid, there's loans, there's scholarships, there's grants, you know, all that good stuff, part-time jobs, all that, you know about that. I'm sure you know about that. But, like, what is key is that you figure out what you can do. So maybe you're the type of person that prefers to work and, you know, get that part-time and pay off college through there. Or maybe you're the person that prefers to pull out the loan and then worry about it, you know, after college when you're working that job you went to college for. Once you're able to determine what type of person you are, then, you know, stick to that. Like during that time, during my junior year, I was the type of person to work. So I was managing a lot of things. I was working, and through that work, I was able to pay off that year. And although it was extremely tough, you know, because you're trying to factor in a lot of things into your schedule, it was nice. It was a lot of development within that year, and it wasn't until recently that I decided to maybe pull out loans and work. And, you know, I'll get into that when I talk about my fifth year, because we're going to be talking about the 4 years that I've been in college, but then I'll talk about my fifth year later. But like yeah, during that time I was like, okay, I'm just going to work and pull out any loans and see how that goes. And, you know, it became tougher and tougher as time went because I feel like I wasn't able to provide enough money for it, and I was like, oh snap, money's starting to get extremely tight, and like I'm not able to do a lot of things that I should be able to do, like get a haircut or, you know, like, you know, go out and eat or, you know, enjoy yourself. And I was like, this is a problem. So I was like, okay, maybe further down the road I'll pull out loans but still work, so I have school paid off, but I'm still working for myself and I can like enjoy myself with the money that I make. So like, it really does depend who you are, you know. You just got to figure that out, and you got to see who you are, and like make sure to manage your expenses, you know, know what you want, know what you need, you know, and then know what you don't need and know what you don't want, you know. It's all that. It's all of self-development in college, and, you know, figuring out who you are for when you enter this world, you're able to perform at 100%, 120%, you know, because college, you know, it's a gray area. And, you know, once you step into the real world, you know, there's a lot of things that you gotta realize. And, you know, there's like bills, you know, you and if you don't, you know, I guess you can say, I'm not trying to be rude, but like if you don't, like, you know, get a grasp on life, you may end up homeless, and like, you know, it's tough. And then you may lose your job, and like, you know, there's so many things that can go on. That's why I think college is extremely challenging in financial and like education, all that good stuff, because it's trying to prep you for the world so you don't, like, you know, end up homeless and like, you know, struggle through that situation. And like, yeah, it's a complicated situation. But yeah, that's what I've got to say. Let's go to senior year. All right, so senior year, whoo. Yes, we went through freshman year, we went through sophomore year, we went through junior year, and now we're in our senior year. So I'm gonna tell you about a little situation of mine. So I didn't go to college in fall quarter. Reason behind that was because you know, I was still worried about money, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a quarter off and I'm gonna work and try to get enough money for spring and winter quarter. And I was like, okay, let's see how this goes, you know, because, you know, money makes the world go around. And I worked, and I actually, you know, I tried to get into a couple of things during that time. So I was like, you know, looking at a couple of investment opportunities, and a couple of them succeeded and a couple of them failed. And, you know, it happens. You know, I lost money and I won money, and it was nice because I was able to, like, you know, get some street smart, I guess you can say, from taking that quarter off. Because I have a lot of book smart. I've been told I have a lot of book smart. but I didn't have any street smart. You know, like I was saying that I'm not able to conversate and communicate and like hold a conversation or that. I didn't have that. So I took that quarter off, and you know, and I made money, and I tried to develop that, and I tried to develop, like, you know, making a deal, and like, you know, looking at stuff and analyzing it and being like, okay, this is worth this much, I'm gonna buy it for that much, stuff like that. And that's what basically fall quarter consisted of. Then I headed out over to winter and spring quarter, and I was just like, you know, back in the same old routine, you know, going to class, getting things done, you know, going to clubs, all that, you know, all that, the generic stuff during college that you should be doing. And you know, time flew by. You know, I'm not surprised. Time flew by. Can we do? And that was actually last year. I want to say that that it wasn't very significant. Besides fall quarter, because you know, you're trying to get those classes done so you can get that major, and you know, the classes are going to be fun, but at the end of the day, you just got to get them done, get a good grade, and then move on to the next, and get a good grade and move on. But make sure you're retaining the material. You know, make sure you're keeping that knowledge, so when you go to your career, you can be like, okay, I remember this from this class. I'm gonna apply it. You know, but you know, getting good grades and like understanding the material. Sometimes you get a bad grade and you understand the material. Sometimes you don't understand the material and you get a good grade. Sometimes it just happens. But like, I feel like the optimal pair would be understanding it and getting a good grade. You know, so and yeah, that's basically it. Continuing on doing the same old until you get the degree, and then move on to the next part of life. Make sure you enjoy it though. Yeah, make sure you enjoy it. All right. Yes, so I'm going to talk in a bit about my 5th year, and you know, this fall quarter and COVID and how chaotic it is. So we're talking about fall quarter. We're talking about COVID, and to be honest, I kind of really like it. I really like the fact that I'm back home. Everything's online, so I had to get internet set up here in like the middle of nowhere because we live in the country. But like, you know, I'm back home. I'm able to be with my family. It feels really nice, but I'm still getting schoolwork done, and I'm still able to work. And I feel like I have everything that I had over there in college. But now that I'm back home, I have even more, because I'm able to see my parents every day, and I'm able to talk to them. And like, you know, and like being gone for these like 4 years, I have so many questions to ask them. I have so many stories to hear. I have so much to learn from them, and it's nice, because now that I have like a different perspective on life, I can approach them differently. And I don't want to say I like COVID, but like, you know, the situation I'm in right now is like, it's nice, you know. And like I was saying, I'm back home, and hopefully you guys are benefiting from it as well. You know, I am a little bit worried about winter quarter, because like, what if we go back like in person, and like I'm over here, so I'm gonna have to find like a place to rent. I'm like, whoo, let's see how that goes. But maybe just sleep in my car. No, but I'll probably find a place to rent. But anyways, yeah. But like for now, hopefully, you know, you're in a good situation with COVID and school, and it's benefiting you, and you're improving, and you know, you're getting your stuff done, and you're just moving forward in life. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I appreciate every and each one of you. I hope you benefited a little bit from the video. For the viewers that are part of the Gear Up program, that are freshmen at CWU, make sure to contact me or drop your name in the comments down below that you watched the video, and then that'll be marked as an entry for the big ticket drawing at the end of the year. So that's all I have to say. You know, have a good one, stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.